Hi, this is Gina. DNS Baitness Report is current as of Monday the 24th. Sorry I didn't get to you on Friday. Fishing's been pretty good around the chain. Water temperatures are up into the mid-70s on most of the chain. Up here on Lake Mendota, I've seen water temperatures into the mid-70s this weekend, and we have a perch bite that has started pretty decent on the weed lines on Lake Mendota. Some good areas to look. North Shore Bay area, Fox Bluff, over by Marshall Park, and then south towards Spring Harbor. Also, I've heard some fish over along that University shoreline on the weed edge. Everything seems to be pretty tight to the weed line, although I did talk to some fellas that were out by Stony Point today. They were out in 20-some feet of water, 22 I believe it was, and they did catch a few and mark a few. They weren't schooled up, but there were some fish out there. Smallmouth have been off the bars out in about 12, 14 feet of water. Leeches have been working pretty good. They're still taking a few on plastics too. And I did talk to a fellow that had a few walleyes today along a couple of the weed lines along the city shoreline, up to 26 inches. He had a 22 and a 26 and a couple of smaller fish, I believe. Over on Lake Monona, the bluegills have been still in a spawning mode for the most part when the weather permits. That whole north shore from Obrick Park all the way down to B.B. Clark Beach, you got possibilities for finding some bedding fish around in that area, and the south shore from Sluter Beach all the way over to Squaw Bay and in Turville Bay, both sides of Turville Bay, the wooded side and the piered side, and also Turville Point over to Olin Boat Landing. There's been bluegills up and down through there. And the other thing that's been going on Lake Monona, there's been quite a few perch on the weed lines in several areas on Lake Monona. Those fish are pretty tight to the weed line. Morning bite seems to be pretty good for those fish. Over in that Olin area, Turville area, off the rock pile once in a while. I've heard some at Wild Haven. Obrick, I've heard some over in that area, and over by Hudson Park, I've heard some there. The fish size there varies anywhere from 8 to 10 inches, with a lot of them in that 8.5 to 9.5 inch area. Muskie fishermen say they're seeing quite a few fish still. Not a lot of biting going on, but they do show themselves once in a while. And the bass fishermen having pretty good luck on the deeper weed lines on Lake Monona, throwing some plastic worms and stuff out on the outside edge of the weeds. Over on Lake Wabeesa, I know they're still taking some spawning bluegills down there in several areas on the lake, and they're still getting some crappies out on that outside of the weed line out in about 12 feet of water. So as far as the muskie action goes down there, I haven't heard a whole lot. I have heard some walleyes on a few of the weed lines down there, slip bobbering with leeches. And as always, there's a few guys that are trolling that main lake basin this time of the year with some crawler harnesses, and they've been having some luck. Lake Kegonsa, I did hear some nice perch on the weed lines down there, but sporadic and not any big numbers, but some real nice fish. And the same with the bluegills. There's been some spawning bluegills around there. I got to believe a lot of those fish are done now, but I haven't heard any big numbers of fish, just some nice fish. That's about it here locally. I know up on Crystal Lake, they said the water's pretty high, and the bluegill crappie bite that was going along on the shoreline seems to have been quieted down a little bit. And I'm still hearing some walleyes up on Lake Wisconsin. Guys trolling out in the stumps using crawler harnesses and crankbaits have been doing pretty good. I think that's really all I have right now. Oh, by the way, I do have some hellgrammites here at the store if you're looking to do some perch fishing, and we're stocked up pretty good with those. So if you need anything, give me a call here at the store at 608-241-4225, or you can use the phone report at 608-244-3474. That spells Big Fish. And we'll talk to you later. Thanks, guys. Bye.